Hello. Okay, I'm going to show you the Baldwin Fun Machine. There's a couple of different models. I'm not too familiar with them all myself. It's the first time I've actually ever used one or heard one up until I got this. So let's take a look. Okay, so this is the Baldwin Fun Machine. From what I gather, this was from 1974. There's been different models over the years as well, and these were obviously, I suppose, designed to be the Octagon rival, maybe. You know, a home entertainment system more than anything. But instantly, what caught my eye was the two separate keyboards. So you got the full range for the upper. And then you've got your auto accompaniment side, and being a fan of, you know, like mellotrons and things like that, instantly the look of this thing just jumped out at me. So I thought, oh, I didn't really go ooh, but I thought that looks very interesting. Okay, so what we have, and in a couple of minutes we'll have a full demo straight from the line out as well, or headphone out, but. Because there's not much information really on the internet about it, so I hope I'm not boring too much, but I just want to get as much info as I can. Okay, so what have we got? So we've got our solo part up here, and this is a Polyphonic analog synthesizer. It sort of sounds like a string machine meets an SH-2000 without obviously all the filters and the power behind it, but there's something really interesting in there for anyone who's into this retro analog sound. So this section, you've got your flute accordion, trumpet, vibra harp, guitar, piano, harpsichord, banjo, and then you've got something ASR. Where are we? Yeah, the ASR's there. Now I'm assuming this attack, sustain, release. And that applies all sorts of different things to the sound. You can merge all these tones together, sort of like you would with a drawbar organ, you know, pulling in the tones. And it's very difficult to explain how it all sounds and what it does, but we'll get to that now. And then you've got a drum machine part, which is just absolutely fantastic. It just sounds pure analog, and that's exactly what it is. We'll go through that in a second. Here are the different key selectors for the accompaniment, so the auto accompaniment. You know, the root key of it all. And again, you've got your different rhythm styles, but the sounds are the same for all the different styles. Here is a cool minor touch, so that's a touch sensitive, like on the rhythm aces, you know, the start and stop bar. So this puts the accompaniment into a minor state and then back. So that's pretty cool, and everything's controlled from the volume is literally the expression pedal. That is the master volume for the unit. Nice wooden cabinet, really well made, and the sound from the built-in PA is really nice. And again, on video you're not going to be able to appreciate that. It's got this little plastic Perspex music rest, I suppose, which instantly I thought that at the back it was meant to come off, but as you can see, it's not. Oh, it is, I don't know. Okay. The best thing about this is when it lights up in the dark. So let's have a look. Oh, here we go. That is cool. Absolutely something special. Reminds me of the old 60s, 70s long wave radios. Okay, so we're recording Right, let's take a listen at, let's go to the sounds first of all, I think, the sound section, or the instrument section, then we'll look at the rhythm section a little bit later on. Okay, so this is the raw flute then. Is, you know, nice, does what it says, but there's also the vibrato which you can bring into that. So I keep the vibrato out of it for now. So that's the flute. Accordion is my favourite one because this sounds, reminds you of a string synth, I think. And again with the vibrato brought right in on that. So that sounds pretty good. Okay. There's going to be a lot of editing shots in this video because I'm trying to do this with just two hands. So the accordion is my favourite. Next one is the trumpet. The trumpet. And again, the vibrato. And then the vibra harp. So that's got a long release on there. And with the vibrato brought in a bit. So I quite like that. The guitar, brilliant. Now that could just be an acoustic model of guitar as far as anyone else is concerned. I mean, that's a nylon. Obviously I'm being sarcastic. But listen to the triggering. So if you hold down the notes, so it re-triggers the notes you held down. So technically, if you're holding down a chord, then you can use the upper. for an interesting way of playing. Then the piano. Bit of vibrato on there. So then we got the harpsichord. The vibrato brought in, quite like that. Would help if I could play. Yeah, oh, then the banjo. And again, it's got the trigger in. So with a bit of space echo or reverb, this thing could sound awesome. But for today, I just want to show the pure fun machine. Okay, and then we got a couple of other things going on here. Some I don't know exactly what they do, but this one here, the order mute, if you just about make it out, that sort of puts an inverted envelope filter across the whole sound. So this is the flute. We go back to actually, let's go to the accordion for the examples. So that's the raw accordion with a bit of vibrato. So we put the auto mute on. Actually, that sounds like a positive envelope filter, but so you can definitely hear a filter of some sort going on in there. And again, let's try this on the piano. So we go to the vibra harp. So this is the pure tone then. Order mute. And the fun starts when you can start mixing these sounds. Well, look, the fun hasn't started yet because we got this down here. But take it slow. Yeah, so let's take the auto mute off and let's go to accordion. Then we'll bring in maybe the trumpet with that. And the vibra harp. So the envelopes are all reacting against each other by their presets. Let's put the guitar in there. Piano in there as well. And the flute. Vibrato on all the way. All off. And then the order mute. Again, you can trigger that filter just like what I showed you with the guitar patches settings. So it really reacts like there's a filter envelope really biting back. So the shorter you keep your finger on the key, the more snap it's got. of that section, and now the ASR. I have no idea what that does, so let's give it a go. Right, so this is with the auto mute on and all our sounds. So basically, look, we've created our patch here with a mixture of them all. Well, not all of them. Look, the banjo and the harpsichord. Put auto mute on. So let's put the ASR. So that looks like that sustains with it out, and with it engaged it doesn't sustain. Okay. But there's so many different combinations of using it. You come up with new things all the time. I've only had this a couple of days, and it's the first I've ever heard of Baldwin, apart from the guy who lives at the top of my road, whose name is Win, and well, Gwyn, and he's bald. And Fun Machine. It doesn't have a fun machine. Right, so the next section that we look at, we will come back to this because there's two little buttons here that we haven't gone through, but we'll look at them in a second. Okay, right, let's just dive straight into it. So we've got all our different rhythms. I'm not going to go through them all. They're all very, very similar anyway. Okay, so these buttons here, we've gone through the first one. That's a vibrato for the top. This one is for the drums to be turned on or off. They're still running in the background. As you can see, the tempo light is still going. There we are. So let's just push that down and select a rhythm. Okay, so we've got our tempo here. Nice. Okay, sorry, I was just getting carried away. So let's just have a quick look through the presets then. I do apologise for the camera, but to film like this is a little bit awkward. So it's a gorgeous sound from it, especially when it comes from the built-in internal amp. It's stunning. Tossing over. So not forgetting this is 1974, and around that time we were seeing things like the Rhythm Ace, which is a standalone unit, and this baby's got it all built in. Old time waltz. Okay, and then again, these look like just more rhythms to choose from, as far as I'm aware. Okay, but if anybody does have any further information about anything on here, let me know. So that's country, that's rave. Soul rock, that's pretty cool. I like that. Okay, so now we look at the rhythm, the accompaniment. So love that. And again, you can turn the rhythm section off. Now, to me, that sounds like there's some sort of vocoder work going on somewhere. It just reminds me of when I used to put the drum machine through a vocoder. Again, I have no idea, that's just my assumption. That's what I can compare it to by sound, and we'll get into that a little bit more as we look back at the soloist section at the top, because there's something going on there. Right, so the next thing I think we should have a look at is the minor touch. So if I play a key, maybe we'll try something else. Over there. Looks like you can mix these up as well. So the elements from each one, you can again mix them all together by the looks of it, which I didn't know. So bring those drums in. And again, these are the different key selectors, so if you press a C, so I think that sounds gorgeous. So again, you just engage all those pistons or those buttons. Sounds absolutely gorgeous. I love it. Okay, so there's another section that we haven't looked at. Let's just disengage these. And there's touch rhythm. So whenever you press a key, sync or start more or less. Whoa, nothing happens. So it just starts and stops. And then for another section then we've got the organ. So it just plays the notes rather than, oh there we are, like so with the touch bar. Okay, so the next bit I want to talk about is these two magical buttons here. And so going back on, I've gone through that, the terms of vocoders. Think of this as the carrier. So this is our, as I mentioned, this is our sound. Now this fun bass, I just think that cancels out some of the kind of modulator we've heard. Could be the drums, right? So, or it can be the accompaniment. Okay, so you know, I'm sure we all know or have done it ourselves, where we've processed a drum loop through a vocoder, played some string chords over the top just to make a texture. This is the sort of thing that's going on here. So we might have a bit of a wobbly camera to try and use two hands and film, but let's see how we go. So at the moment, this is the rhythm running in the background. So we just turn that, mute that. It's still running, you know, it's still going. So this is our sound. Cool. But now we press percussion pattern 1. So that's being processed now, or modulated if you like, by the drum pattern. So turn the tempo up or down. So again, even though look, the rhythm section is cool, it's fun, you can use this to modulate this. So just think of this as the synth section. So turn the speed right up. And that's all that's doing, is playing the drums like that. turn those drums off. And again, choose a different rhythm. But I like to turn that up really fast. So again, you know, even though this is normally seen as a home organ back in the days, but this is something really special to somebody who likes and appreciates quirky analog type sounds. So the other bit I need to show you then is, rather than this being processed by the drums, it can be processed by the accompaniment. So let's see what that sounds like. So this time I'm selecting up the top pattern, sorry, not the percussion pattern, the accompaniment. And then we could say, look, we want our upper to be processed or modulated by the drums as well as the accompaniment. So we got that's about it really. So I hope I haven't bored you too much, but I'm discovering things as I'm making this video. So it is what it says on the tin, yeah, a fun machine, but for somebody like myself and other people watching, this is just such one hell of a quirky instrument that's got so much character. I love it, it's great. That's about it. Okay. Christmas is coming soon, isn't it? Is now the right time really to start talking about a Christmas single? No. I'm still here. Go on, you put the phone down first.